Aloha and welcome. Today we talk about how self-love paved the way. And we're gonna get ready to do actually 3 different recipes today. I'm preparing for actually a talk that I have this week. It's called Nerd Night. It's happening here in Miami on 11/11 at 7 p.m. And the reason I am doing this video right now is to prep for it. So first off, let's talk about what I will be talking about and how self-love paved the way. What I learned on my journey from 2019 all the way over to here was that we have to change the way we look at things so the things we look at change. And that's a famous quote by Wayne Dyer. And it came to me many years ago. And as I've evolved and as I've learned how to deal with stress and create a really healthy foundation for myself, is how you access this state of mind over matter. And that's how you begin to make progress and not think of these shifts as perfection, but simply as evolving. So we have 3 things that we're gonna work on today as I talk about my journey. And the first one seems like I'm going to be making the spritz because the teapot is already brewing back there. So let's go ahead and take it off the heat. It is already really, really hot. What I'm gonna make in the teapot is actually a spritzer for my meditation. So the meditation is a multi-sensory meditation. I take people into a journey of relaxation, connecting the right and left hemispheres of the brain through touch, bringing in the senses through smells and scents, like a little diffuser that I'm gonna make, and also incorporating the taste buds by making lemon cookies. So the first thing we're making back there is actually going to have some sea salt in it. It's gonna be a little mist. I'm gonna put it inside a bottle once it cools down. It's gonna have some lemon juice, just a little bit, some lemon zest, some sea salt for hydration, right? I wanna spritz this on people's faces. It's going to be a very light and soft spritz. And I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze some lemon and add some lemon zest into the pot so it can infuse. And here I have my little tea diffuser, and I'm putting some chamomile. So chamomile is very relaxing and calming for the nervous system. You can actually drink chamomile tea. I love lavender chamomile, which is what I'm drinking right here, but I actually have the herbs planted in my garden, so I paste some chamomile here, and in this little container, I'm gonna put some lemon zest. So I can add the zest of the lemon into the water. I'm gonna squeeze a little bit of lemon in here as well. This is very hot, so let me get my little handy dandy towel. And then we're gonna squeeze some lemon in there. I'm gonna let that infuse, forming a nice hydrating lemon water. I'm gonna pour some sea salt. It's gonna be good for hydrating the skin and bringing in that multi-sensory experience during the meditation. Now, the reason I'm making it on a video is because not everybody is going to be able to be here in Miami with me, and I want you to take this multi-sensory journey and understand what orgasmic meditation is. Orgasmic meditation as a word is simply a word that is judged by people that don't understand what it means, and it did take me a long time to work up the courage and talk about it because it has nothing to do with what most people think. The word orgasmic is a acronym for all of these different strategies that I've used for myself to help me find the blessings amidst the chaos that life brings. And let me tell you, I know all the people out there watching have experienced some form of chaos over the past 3 years with COVID-19 and quarantine. But my chaos was a little bit different because I was healing from child abuse, working up the courage to speak up for the fact that I was abused by an uncle, and being able to speak vulnerably and share that story and heal in the process. But of course, the journey has been a roller coaster, right? We get judgments and criticisms that happen all the time. And what I found is that orgasmic meditation, as well as orgasmic dance, which is a form of dance that I created for myself, helped me process and release emotions, and that's what the talk is going to be about. And to make it a multi-sensory experience, right? To make the multi-sensory meditation experience, I bring in foods that are healthy for our body, that create a good foundation, that don't create inflammation in the body. Because of course, I'm a nurse, I suffer from chronic illness, and severe inflammation. And I know how important it is to create a good foundation, because that helps us access this state I call mind over matter. Because when we have too much sugar and harmful chemicals floating inside our body, it creates stress, which creates mental stress, which creates physical stress on the body. So the cookies we're going to be making are keto cookies. The sugar that they use is monk sugar, right? We use all these wholesome ingredients because it's gluten-free. So it's removing a lot of these harmful chemicals that can create stress in our body, especially for people that are sensitive like me. So those of you that don't know me, is I actually have an autoimmune disease. When I was in the middle of this journey, I actually developed severe autoimmune disease and had to leave the bedside. I was a bedside nurse, and I was so stressed out that I had to leave the bedside because my body simply couldn't take it. And my doctor at that point, who was a digestive doctor, he was a gastro, he told me, if you want to live, you need to leave the bedside. So I did make that choice. And back many years ago, my first journey was to deal with the digestive issues that I was facing and recognizing that they were linked to my anxiety. And once I realized that and I published a book, then it was really about tackling the true root problem of my symptoms, which was my child abuse. But first off, it started by creating a good foundation for myself. And that's what this book, The Truth About IBS and Anxiety, is about. It's how I found a good foundation by creating a support system for myself, by creating mindfulness strategies that worked, and also eating healthy foods that reduce the inflammation and stress on my body. And this is an 80% of the time. Sometimes I do eat some foods that are, a little bit more sugary, but I can tell and I can feel the shifts in my body. So I do recognize how important it is to be aware. So let's tell you what the acronym for orgasmic means. Number 1 is optimism. Number 2 is resilience. We develop this resilient attitude. Number 3 is gratitude. We find gratitude in every single day, in every single situation. A is awareness. We become aware of our body, and I do a lot of awareness check-ins on all my live streams and all my meditations so that people can come in tune with the way they feel before they do any strategies. M is magical manifestations. As we begin to shift the way we feel, to change our vibrations, to access mind over matter, things seem to magically happen around us. The next letter is I, for intuition. We develop our intuition and our inner guidance. And the last one is K, which is kindness. And kindness towards ourselves and kindness towards others. And sometimes it can be kind of hard to be kind towards others when they're coming back at you really hard. So it's about creating this balance, finding the self-love, and using these mindfulness strategies that I'm going to share on that talk this Thursday. So first off, let's make the cookies. We already have that little spritzer brewing there. We're gonna make some cookies. They are keto cookies, and I'm actually adding the lemon into them because I want to make it a lemon cookie, because I want people to access the state of mind over matter and find the sweetness amidst the sour in life, to find the blessings amidst the chaos. And to do that, we have to bring in all of our senses and begin to experience life in a new way. So first off, we're gonna go ahead and add the dry ingredients so they can start mixing. So we have some almond flour. I also have a little bit of coconut flour. So I have 1 cup of coconut flour. I'm making 2 batches here, so I'm not sure how many people are gonna be there. And I do like to have leftover cookies so I can eat and indulge sometimes. Even though, again, I usually share a lot of my treats because I don't want to eat a lot of sugary treats all the time. We'll go ahead and put in the flour. Then we have 2 eggs. It's going to help bind all these ingredients together. Go ahead and crack the 2 eggs. And it's important to have a lot of protein in our diet, especially if we are trying to reduce inflammation and stress. So these eggs are a great source of protein and help bind the cookies together. Only 2 of them there. Then we have some butter. It's already been softened. And the amount of butter that I am adding for each recipe is a 1/4 cup. So it's already cut there. And I'm gonna add 2 1/4 cups. So they're sliced. We're just gonna put it in here so it's soft and able to mix. And sometimes when you're cooking, things get messy. And that's why I have all these napkins here, because my kitchen has the sink very far away. All right, the next thing is the sweetener. So we want sugar, right, to make the food sweet, to be able to access that flavor that I want them to find, that sweetness amidst the sour, that savory amidst the bitterness, and help them recognize that by accessing this state of relaxation more frequently and tasting and feeling and sensing things, you can begin to see those blessings in the stress that happens in life. So we have monk sugar. Monk sugar comes from a plant. It's a 1/4 cup, I believe. Yes, third cup actually, 1/3 cup. And we're gonna do 2 of them again because we're making 2 recipes at once. And I'll be sure to share the cookie image at the end because we're not gonna wait for that. We also have vanilla. So I get this vanilla from Mexico. I find that it is a great flavor. It's more natural. It doesn't have any preservatives or additives, and I really stay away from them. And it wants 2 teaspoons. So we're gonna go ahead and do 4 because we are doubling it up. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And things can get a little messy in the kitchen, but that's all good. The next one is sea salt. We use sea salt. We don't use iodized salt. Iodized salt is not good for the body. It creates inflammation. Our body is not meant to digest or process it. So we use sea salt from the ocean. We're doing 2 1/4 teaspoons. All right. The last thing is cream cheese. So it takes 2 ounces of cream cheese. This is an 8-ounce container. Since I'm making 2, we're obviously doing 4 ounces, and I'll make sure I'll type up the recipe and put it down on the bottom because sometimes when you're nervous, you say things that are the wrong measurements. I want to make sure that I put it there for you because I find it funny that I did that. All right, so this is ready to mix, and all I need to add now is my lemon zest, which is from 2 lemons. I put some of it into that spritzer that we're going to use during the meditation. And you can also make this kind of water if you don't have essential oils and actually put it into your diffuser. I diffuse a lot of essential oils throughout the day. I have 1 downstairs and 1 upstairs. And we're going to squeeze some lemon juice. And I'll go ahead and mix this later and make the cookies. And I'm going to use the leftover for my detox drink. So the next thing, which I said, we created a foundation, right? I found 8 years ago that ginger was a great way to reduce inflammation and stress in the body, to detoxify the body. There's a lot of other natural supplements and herbs that help you detox and relieve stress. But ginger is a very easy, powerful one. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some fresh ginger from back here. Fresh ginger is a great tool, something that you can drink every single morning before you have coffee or before you have tea to help detoxify your body, to clean your digestive tract. So we know by now that my digestive tract was the biggest problem. I was holding most of my stress and emotions there because we take it out on ourselves and we hold all of these emotions in our gut, and it creates inflammation and stress. I have too much water here, so let's pour some out. So basically you just pour in some pieces of ginger. You can remove the skin, but because I actually use a strainer to drink it, the skin doesn't bother me. But I do like to break it down a little bit for the blender. So we'll go ahead and make this. So I have a couple pieces in here and some water. We will add more water into the mixture after, and then we're gonna pour it into this cup, which has that strainer that I talked about. All right, so this is the ginger detox drink. And what you do is you make this and then you add fresh lemon to it. And this helps detoxify the body, and it's something that I drink every single morning. What I do in the beginning of the week is I have this strainer, right? I mixed it up Now I go and I'll add more water to it. Continue to fill up the cup with the strained ginger. You can reuse what's in here. You can actually put it away in a Tupperware and rehydrate it several times throughout the week, and then make a new batch by the end of the week. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some lemon here because I wanna drink some of this. And I'll make myself an actual shot in a different cup. And I'm gonna drink it up. And this one has a lot of fresh lemon juice. Wake up your senses, wake up your mind. Sometimes you will make a little bit of a mess. And that is all good. And this one says drink up, so I'm gonna go ahead and drink this up. There are also store-bought options for ginger shots. So you have turmeric infused ones, you have some with cayenne pepper. They're all great to reduce inflammation. They're all a good option, but it is less expensive to make your own ginger shots in the morning than to be buying those. But I do invite you to try it out. Try it for a week, see how it reduces your stress and inflammation, see how it makes you feel. Now, I'm all about bringing in the good vibes, and I use music to help me infuse this energy in my body, to access that state of mind over matter. And what I call orgasmic dance is actually finding the blessings in the stress in life through music and movement, and finding songs that are empowering to you. So this is one of the songs in my walking routine. I call Orgasmic Walk. And again, it's to find the blessings amidst the chaos. So I'll give you a few beeps of the song, and then we will talk about Mayhem to Miracles before we close out this video. There's a lot of negative people in our lives. There's a lot of judges, and they are not able to walk in our shoes. So the reason I use this song is because nobody has the right to judge anybody, especially if you haven't walked in the person's shoes, because you have no idea how hard it was for them to get to where they are. And everyone has their own challenges and obstacles in life. So we're getting ready to end this video, but I want to tell you a little bit about my story from Mayhem to Miracles and where it started. So first off, in 2019, this book was released. And this book is called Crappy to Happy. And it talks about my journey and actually telling my parents about my abuse story and how I had to work up the courage. And I'm sorry, it was in 2020. But I wrote about it in 2019. It just didn't publish until 2020. So Crappy to Happy was me working up the courage to finally tell the story of me being abused by an uncle. And I held that secret in for 38 years. And what happens when you hold in a secret and it takes over your body and it controls your nervous system and you can't access the state of mind over matter is what happened here, right? I got IBS, I had anxiety, I was on more than 13 prescriptions, I had had more than 9 surgeries by the age of 35. I was a nurse suffering from chronic illness, and I had to leave the bedside. Fast forward to COVID-19, working through COVID-19, supporting people through the community by making phone calls, and finally working up the courage to say this true story. And it happened on a very difficult day for me when I had to face the fact that this book had come out. So when this book came out, my cousin had passed away. I had lost contact with her because of COVID-19 and all the roller coasters of stress and dealing with judgments and criticism. And it was time to tell my story. So once I decided to tell my story, then it was that year of Mayhem to Miracles where I had to work through all the roller coasters of emotions and all the judgments and criticisms that came in to be where I am today, right now, making this video for you and creating these cookies so I could explain what orgasmic meditation and orgasmic healing is. And it was not an easy year, but self-love paved the way. So what's gonna happen on my talk on Thursday? Well, I already said, I'm gonna take you into a multi-sensory journey, which means bringing self-love into the meditation, showing people how the deepest connection that you're looking for is a connection with yourself. Though we think we need connection with other people and we feel like they need to give us what we need, we really need to give ourselves what we need. And I found that on this journey, and deep connection with yourself can actually happen through meditation, through the strategies that I'm going to share there. So if you want to check it out, it is also going to happen live on Instagram. I'm going to go live and record it, and I dare you guys to check it out. Now, one of the little jokes over the past few years that I have used for myself to push myself out of my comfort zone and do the things that scare me is I actually dare myself, or I get friends to dare me to do this. So the dare for me is that I'm gonna do this live. So if you guys want me to do this live, then write dare below the line so that I know that I need to work out all the stress through self-love and make it live on Thursday at Nerd Night in Miami. So I hope you guys learned something on this video. I hope you recognize that we can shift the way you feel by accessing the state of mind over matter, and that we can choose to be happy, and we can choose to find the blessings amidst the chaos. I hope you guys have a beautiful day, and make sure you remember it's all about progress, not perfection. This is Diane Vick, the Cuban Love Goddess. Aloha.